Hey guys, Hopeless How here, coming at you with another video. I seem to be doing another frog video like every other week, so here we are with another one. So, I had a joke video where I made a quote-unquote Tarrasque encounter, quote-unquote, much more deadly, with just the power of frogs. Now, I'm going to do that again, except this time it isn't a joke. I'll show you how powerful it can really be. So let's just pull up our little froggy boy. Yep. See him right here. Challenge rating 0. Tiny little beast. He's got a single hit point. 1 HP. Slower speeds because he's so small. Some decent stats. Well, skills. But terrible stats. And it literally has no way to do any damage. So how could this guy make things harder? Well, if we take a look at our good buddy the Hobgoblin, which is only a challenge rating 1/2, the ability we'll be looking at is its martial advantage. Once per turn, the Hobgoblin could deal an extra 2d6, average 7, damage to a creature it hits with a weapon attack. If that creature is within 5 feet of an ally, the Hobgoblin. That's not weird wording at all. But basically, as long as he has an ally nearby, he could do extra damage. Now, if that is strong, I don't know what is. But say you take something incredibly weak and add it to the fight. These two, as long as they're fighting the same people, these two are allies. So even if there's a simple, tiny little frog next to your opponent, the Hobgoblin just hits extra hard. And it already does some impressive damage. Its longbow does an average of 5 damage because it uses the D8. Plus, it actually has some okay stats, as well as longsword doing even more damage if it uses 2 hands. But it does have a shield. What makes this a lot different, though, than a lot of fights is that this thing's got an impressive armor class for its challenge rating, an 18. Its HP is nothing to scoff at, but you still have to consider it's a challenge rating 1/2. Like, that is insane. But why do normal goblins not work? And to a degree, they do work. Because, I mean, the thing is, they don't have any... Like, they don't have pack tactics to gain advantage with an ally. They don't have any martial advantage like the Hobgoblin. They've just got really nothing to gang up on people with, which is kind of unfortunate because you would expect goblins to have like I don't know, just like that pack tactics. But I guess their nimble escape and low challenge rating, meaning you could throw swarms at them, and high stealth can really be deadly in some cases. But if we take a look at their more dragon-like brethren, the kobolds, you'll see here that these guys have pack tactics. What? Why? And they're a challenge rating 1/8. They do around about the same amount of damage. Their stats aren't much worse. Pretty much the only difference is the stealth modifier. I think goblins even have more HP than kobolds. Like, it's insane why kobolds have pack tactics and not goblins. I would easily make a goblin a challenge rating 1/2 and just put pack tactics in there. And then you can put pack tactics on the Hobgoblin too and make it a challenge rating 1. Like, honestly. Imagine having advantage and that bonus to damage. That'd be insane. So, but what if you combine them all together? If you, for some reason, decide to combine them all together to make the ultimate ragtag team. Well, look what we got here. Let's put this against a party of 4 level 3 players. It's an easy encounter. Level 2? Still easy. Level 1. It's hard, But it's mainly due to the swarm of monsters. But what if we just stuck to our normal goblin selves? The main example, the one that gets the best benefit, the hobgoblin. Well, obviously some level 1s can't take it on, but what's level 3s? Easy, right? So you just throw two frogs in there. They'll always have the extra bonus damage. And here's the thing: you can spam frogs at them. Do you see me adding frogs and the bar barely going up, except for that 13th frog? 13th is an unlucky number though. It barely goes up, meaning you could have 12 frogs and it's still technically only considered a hard encounter despite the insane amount of enemies. But really, there's only 2 that do damage. So they could either try to use some AoE to defeat all the frogs, or they could focus down the hobgoblins, who have incredibly high AC. And the only ones that can damage them, for that matter. It actually makes your players think for a second. Well, that's assuming they know about the hobgoblin ability. But I lied to you. This video isn't completely about frogs. It's mainly about the hobgoblin buddy here. Because, well, as you know, with our kobold compatriots and all that stuff, it's all one big happy family. But in the lore of D&D, goblins like to train wargs. They train them as pets, as wolf hunting creatures, and even mounts. As you can see here, the warg is a large monstrosity, meaning it can be ridden by the medium-sized hobgoblin. You easily add 2 hobgoblins, which are the same challenge rate. You easily add 2 wargs to 2 hobgoblins, which is the same challenge rating as the hobgoblin, and boom, you've got something threatening. Because not only do you have a mounted warg, that mounted person, the hobgoblin, is going to be doing extra damage every turn. My only question is why these guys don't have pack tactics, since they're so similar to wolves. But this combo is incredibly terrifying to players, as not only does it do a ton of damage, but the warg has a movement speed of 50 feet in AC, but a good HP for its challenge rating, making it hard to take down either the rider or the mount. As well as his +4 to perception to those trying to sneak around. This is a very deadly combo. And the thing is, this guy's intelligent. Well, sentient. Intelligent is a big F. But these guys speak languages. They have the goblin tongue as to communicate with their riders and trainers. But another thing, if the hobgoblins are out of the picture, they also speak warg, their own specific language, which players cannot learn. It is not possible for them to learn, well, without special training that they wouldn't normally have. Meaning they can communicate between other wargs. Having a language that the players guaranteed don't know can be an essential ally to a DM. But let's get back on the combat aspect. So, obviously, it's hard to take down with brute force, and spells are a good option, but what about sneaking around them? Well, that +4 perception ain't gonna help, and it has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. And, well, hearing is usually a lot to do with stealth because, well, on average, the warg isn't just going to be looking around for you, but it's going to be listening for you. So it's going to have advantage with a +4. And for those of you who don't know, and having advantage for passive perception gives a +5, meaning this thing would have a passive perception of 19. Rogues beware. You're going to need a lucky roll for this guy. But let's continue on, because I'm not done yet. We still have its attack. It's a +5 to hit. That's 2 more than a hobgoblin. It also does about this a bit more damage, and if it's a creature, which it's always going to be, it must succeed on a relatively low saving throw, but its strength. You get wizards are not gonna like this, and other classes that take strength as their dump stat. But what happens if you fail? Well, you're knocked prone. Now this is terrible, absolutely terrible, because being knocked prone means everyone else has advantage on attack rolls. And remember how I said these guys don't have pack tactics, and neither does the hobgoblins? Well, if you're unfortunate enough to roll low enough to fail this, then they're not gonna need it. So yeah, Warg and Hobgoblin combo. 2 of each seems like only a medium encounter for a 3rd level party, but it could easily be a hard encounter for a 4th level party if the cards are played right. These guys make excellent sentinels and guards for monstrous regions. But yeah, that's all I have the time for today. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.